One of the most common questions that I get is what microphone should I get if I'm just getting started as a content creator, be it a live streamer or a YouTube content creator, for example, working on long form and short form videos? Well, the answer is actually super simple, and that is the Elgato Wave 3. Let me tell you why. Now, before we get started, I do have to tell you that I am an Elgato partner and this is a sponsored video. However, I purchased the Wave 3 with my own money well before I became an Elgato partner. All thoughts and opinions are my own. They haven't told me what to say. They don't expect me to send them the video prior to publishing. As a matter of fact, the only thing they have ever told me and continue to tell me is that I retain complete creative freedom and I'm encouraged to be honest. And so that is exactly what I will continue to do. So with that out of the way, let's get started. For starters, the price. It's $150. Now, I know there are plenty of other options out there that are less than $150, but when you look at what you actually get in this package right here, you are getting one hell of a value. For example, it's a USB microphone, which means that you don't have to invest in an audio interface or any extra gear to get the microphone to work. You simply plug it into your computer and you're good to go. It is a condenser microphone, which means that it has a very sensitive capsule. As a result of having a sensitive capsule, it also means that it's going to do the most justice to that beautiful God-given voice of yours. Now, you typically wouldn't go out there and buy a microphone based off of its aesthetic value, but let's be real, or at least I'm going to be very honest with you, how a microphone looks is very important to me because the microphone is going to be in frame pretty much the entire time that I'm either streaming or recording, as it is right now. And so as a result, I want a microphone that looks at least somewhat good, somewhat cool. And the Wave 3, especially when you pair it with the shock mount and the pop filter, looks like a very good, professional, and clean microphone, aesthetically speaking. I've been using the Wave 3 microphone off and on for years, and I've used just about every major popular microphone under the sun out there, and I keep coming back to this microphone because of how simple it is to use and how easy it is to get it to sound the way that I want it to sound, which later on in the video, I will show you exactly what I've done to the mic to produce the sound that you're hearing right now. But there's one major feature that the Wave 3 provides you that very few microphones out there do, and very few of those microphones do as well as this one, and that is Elgato Wavelink. One of the biggest pains that I had to deal with, and that you will have to deal with too as a beginner, is routing your audio. You're gonna have a whole bunch of different audio sources. You're gonna have your game, you're gonna have your PC, you're gonna have your browser audio. You possibly want to put some music into your stream while you're just chatting with people or in a BRB screen or at the starting soon screen. And of course, you're going to have your microphone. And you want to be able to control every single one of those sources so that not one is blowing out the other. Well, Elgato Wavelink makes that super, super simple. You see, with Elgato Wavelink, which you get access to with the Wave 3 microphone, you're able to assign every individual audio source that you have to its own respective channel. And then you're also able to independently of each other control the volume level for each source. But not only that, you're also able to control the volume source for each of the two submixes. You have the monitor mix, which is what you hear, and then you have the stream mix, which is what your audience hears. And for example, if I have my gaming PC audio on its own little channel, I can say, hey, for the monitor mix, I want PC game audio to be at about 80%. And for the stream mix, I want PC game audio to be at about 50%. That way I can hear the game louder than my audience can. And because the volume is lower when it comes to the stream mix, my mic audio isn't being drowned out by the PC game audio itself. So when it comes to choosing your very first microphone as a new streamer or as a new YouTuber or as a new content creator in whatever platform it is that you choose to create content on, my recommendation is and will probably always be the Elgato Wave 3. As a USB condenser microphone with a little bit of work, which I'm about to show you, it can sound absolutely amazing. But not just that, the ability to be able to route and control the level for your audio sources is unrivaled, like absolutely unrivaled. I never would have thought in a million years that a microphone would provide me the ability to do so. And it literally makes your life so much easier when it comes to getting great audio into your streams or into your videos. So, with that said, Obviously, I recommend the microphone. And if you go out there and get yourself one, you're more than welcome to use my link in the comments below. And I'm also going to go ahead and include my discount code as an Elgato partner. Now, let's move on to some of the juicy bits. Let me show you how I've actually set up my Elgato Wave 3 to sound the way that it sounds here for you. I do want to say a little bit of a caveat, okay? Every voice is different. You're more than welcome to copy my settings, but I cannot promise that you're going to get the same exact results because not all voices are created equally. So, if you want to use my settings as a foundation to get started on, please, by all means, do so. But just take it with a grain of salt. Don't be disappointed if it doesn't sound the way that mine sounds because I tend to have a slightly deeper voice and you may not have that kind of voice. If you use my settings and you need a little bit of more help, you're more than welcome to comment below, ask me for some questions, ask me for some help, and I'll respond to you as quickly as I can. That said, let me show you what I did. So first things first, let's talk about my gain because the gain setting is going to be super important and that's very dependent upon, for me at least, how far away from the mic I plan on being or try to be. And typically, I try to be about a fist's length away from the microphone. So in order to still get the sound that you're hearing now, I have my gain set to 17 dB. Okay. If you get closer, if you prefer your mic to be closer to your mouth, you want to lower that gain a little bit. And if you plan on sitting further away than a fist length, you want to get your gain a little bit higher. Typically in your DAW or your video editor, if you're landing somewhere around that negative 12 dB area when you're speaking, you're good. Okay, next up, we're going to talk about EQ. And EQ, well, that one's actually going to be very, very easy. I know as a beginner, equalizing your microphone can be a very intimidating task, but thankfully, with the advancements in technology, it has become super easy. All you need to do is first things first, I want you to go into your settings down here, into your effects settings, and I want you to make sure that voice focus is turned on. Voice focus is phenomenal. And what it does, as the name implies, is that it focuses the mic solely on your voice. Therefore, if you have your PC fans cranked on high, your AC unit, your fans, people next to you in the room adjacent to you, just a whole lot of noise, whatever it is going on in your area where you stream or record, voice focus is going to stop all that from entering your microphone. Therefore, no one else will hear it and it will only pick up your voice, which is absolutely fantastic. With voice focus, there is no need for a noise gate or noise suppression, in my opinion. Now, you have voice focus turned on. I want you to record yourself for about 30 seconds. Just speak into the mic as you would be speaking during a live stream or recording a video. Then what you're going to do is you're going to upload that into ChatGPT and you're going to tell ChatGPT, ChatGPT, this is me on the Elgato Wave 3 microphone, which is a condenser USB mic, voice focus turned on, and I need your help to EQ the mic. I need your help EQing the mic. And I want the EQ to give me a warm and rich, smooth sound. That's what I told ChatGPT when I did this. You might want a different type of sound. You just need to tell it what you want. And I need you to listen to the recording I just uploaded so you can really dial in the EQ to my voice. It's going to take a couple of seconds, possibly a minute. Analyze your voice. If it's having a good day, ChatGPT might even give you a really cool breakdown on how your voice registers across the different frequencies. And you'll actually end up learning more about your voice than you probably bargained for. But once it's done doing its magic, it'll give you the step-by-step EQ process for this microphone using, you have to specify this, using the Elgato EQ plugin in Elgato Wavelink. And when I did this for the Wave 3, that's exactly what I said. Wave 3, USB, here's my recording. I want it to be warm, rich, and smooth, and I want it done within 4 to 6 adjustments. And well, here you go. This is what ChatGPT delivered for me. Bam, right there. And I'll tell you right now, this is not an EQ I would have ever dreamed of using for this microphone or ever, but I'm very happy with how it sounds. Now, once you're done equalizing your microphone to your heart's content, I want you to go ahead and add in a compressor. And the very important thing here is that it's going to have you go through a little bit of a reading sample so you can really understand how your voice registers when you're speaking into your microphone. Once it's done and you're on this page right here, I need you to go to the menu settings. I need you to uncheck auto makeup and boost that gain to 1 decibel. That's it. That's all you're going to do. The ratio should be 4:1, the attack should be 20 milliseconds, and the release should still be set to 150 milliseconds. Now, once you've done that, you've added your EQ, you've added the compressor, you listen to yourself speak, and if you feel like your S's and T's are very sharp and sibilant and harsh to your ear, then they're most definitely sharp and harsh to your audience's ears. So at this point, what you're going to do is you're going to add in the Elgato de-esser. And what you're simply going to do, very much like you did with the compressor, is that you're going to speak or read off a sentence into your microphone while it's listening to you, and it'll automatically start applying the de-esser. And that's it. You don't have to do any adjustments here. Whatever it says it's going to do, you just let it do its own thing and you're good to go. Now, let me show you really quickly because there's a bajillion videos on this out there on YouTube, so I'm not going to waste your time. Let me show you really quickly what Elgato Wavelink looks like. Elgato Wavelink, again, allows you to route all your audio sources and control their volumes independent of one another across two different submixes. The monitor mix, which is what you hear, the stream mix, which is what the audience hears. And as you can see, I have a channel for my Wave 3, a channel for my PC audio, a channel for browser, a channel for my PC game, a channel for music, a channel for voice chat, and a channel for my capture card, which right now is connected to my Canon M50, but when it's not, it's connected to my PS5, so I'm able to control my PS5 audio through that. Each bar here, the bars with the headphone icon is the monitor mix, which is what you hear, and the bars with the little Wi-Fi looking signal over here is the stream mix, and this is how you're able to control everything independent of one another. Now, chances are you've only got the Wave 3 and you don't have a Stream Deck or a Stream Deck Plus. Don't worry, you don't absolutely have to have one now, but I definitely recommend you get one further down the line. In the event that that's the case, when it comes to controlling your audio, you will have to tab in and tab out of your software and games in order to get to Wavelink to control your audio sources levels. But once you get a Stream Deck or a Stream Deck Plus, you'll be able to assign increasing or decreasing volume as a key on a buttons or as a dial on a Stream Deck Plus, and it makes it very, very easy to control your audio that way. And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. That is how I have my Elgato Wave 3 set up. That is how I've achieved the sound that you're hearing right now, and that is how I'm able to control all of my audio sources when I'm streaming or recording content for YouTube. At the end of the day, for $150, this is one hell of a package and it's one hell of a microphone. And if you've been asking yourself what mic you should get, if you're just getting started as a streamer in 2025, or if you're just getting started as a content creator, be it long form or short form content on YouTube or whatever platform it is that brings joy to your heart, the answer is very clear. The Elgato Wave 3, not just because it's a great sounding mic, but because of the functionality that it affords you with the ability to control and route your audio sources for your content. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you found the video helpful and informative. If you did, do me one solid. Go ahead and like the video, mention in the comment below if I was helpful, and until next time, you be good to yourselves and be good to one another. Peace out.